You just finished one of the most intense exam seasons of your life. And you may be happy, you may feel regret, you may be anxious for results day. But no matter what you're feeling, we are not going to waste this summer. There are chapters below if you want to skip to any certain parts of the video. We got to talk about exam results anxiety. The whole country is experiencing exam results anxiety right now. Right off the bat, results anxiety is natural, and if anything, it shows that you care about your future. I feel like waiting for the results is probably the scariest part of the whole process, because there is no amount of revision that I can do now to go and change the grade on a paper that I've already sat. And that's scary. But I do think that the most important thing to deepen all of this is that for the time you had, for the resources you had, for the emotions you had, and for the knowledge that you had in that moment, you did your best. Present you might have more knowledge than past you, right? But for the knowledge that you had in that moment when you were sitting in the exam, you tried your best. And you know, if you even clicked on this video in the first place, that shows that you're probably a hardworking person who cares about their future, and you should feel proud of that. If you know that deep down in your soul, hey, I worked hard for this, then no matter what comes up in that paper in August, you are allowed to feel prideful of that grade. You are allowed to feel proud of the work that you did put in, even if you feel as though it wasn't enough. Now, a lot of adults in your life will tell you that GCSEs are not the be-all and end-all, that there are different ways to get into certain jobs, certain career paths, and they are right. Even if you do not get the grade that you want in August, you can resit exams, and even if you don't resit them, there are still different ways that you can get into different career paths that you can find and that you can go through with. Now, obviously, I'm not expecting everyone's results anxiety to just magically disappear after that. It's probably still there. And all I can ask of you is that even with this anxiety, please give your past self, under all of the immense pressure that they were under, some grace. Now, we can't go back and change the past, but we can move forwards and change the future. This is what I mean when I'm talking about not wasting this summer. The next 2 months of summer that we have left, okay, of the longest summer of our lives, can completely change our lives. If you've always wanted to learn a language, hit the gym, become better at something like socializing, you have a whole holiday as your golden chance of opportunity to do this. Because if you choose to do this, you are going to be way ahead of your peers in September, because most people will wait for New Year's to start before they make any changes in their lives. But you, starting in the summer before the new year, are going to be way ahead of everybody else. The next part of this video is going through the ultimate guide for you to have the best summer of your life so far, and to be way ahead of everyone else when we start in September. So the first thing that I want you to do is to pick 3 very specific goals. One of these is going to be learning related, and the other 2 are going to be personal to you. The reason why I say only 3 is because we actually want to make progress with these goals, right? Imagine I've got a jug of water. There's only 1,000 ml in this jug. If I pour that water into 10 different cups, sure, they'll get filled, but not to the top. However, if I focus on pouring that water into just 3 cups, they can all get filled to the brim. In life, in general, I have more than the 3 goals that I'm going to share in this video, but this summer I will be focusing on these 3 in particular, so I can fill them to the brim. Also, I think it's important to choose some goals which are not only going to benefit you in life in general, but also pick some that are going to directly benefit you in September. For example, one of my personal goals is to learn how to become better at socializing and making new friends. That is going to benefit me so much in September because I'm going off to a completely new school where I know virtually no one. Now, when I say make one of the goals learning related, this doesn't have to be school, right? For example, how I'm learning Korean. video out on that soon, but I don't actually take it as a subject in school. Maybe you want to learn how to study effectively. Maybe you want to learn chess. Maybe you want to learn more about the fundamentals for success in life. Point being, you are going to learn something from this new goal, even if it's not directly connected to school. Now, if you're curious, I'm gonna go through my 3 goals now. For the learning related one, I'm doing pre-learning for all of my subjects, but especially French, because that's probably the hardest A-level that I'm picking. I'm also, as I said, learning to become more sociable, and then I'm also going to hammer down with my YouTube projects. Now, if you need some ideas for goals, I'm going to put a bunch on the screen now, and hopefully these can help you out. But I think the mistake that a lot of people make at this stage is that they just set the goal and then magically expect themselves to have achieved it in 2 months from now. Look, if you're serious about achieving it, then you're going to do the next part of the video, which is designing your route to the goal. You need to break down the A to Z of it. Get specific about what you need to do to achieve it. The time, the place, what you're doing, what you're saying. For me, as for becoming more sociable, I am joining 2 new clubs outside of school, swimming once a week and coding 2 times a week. I know that in these clubs, I'm going to be forced to speak to people because I kind of just can't do my stuff without actually speaking to people. So I will have to speak to people whether I like it or not. So that gives me a very good opportunity to put myself out there. Say hi first. Remember people's names and facts in their conversations. And once I continue to do this for the next 60 days or so, maybe I won't be the absolute master of socializing, but I am going to feel way more comfortable getting out of my shell, talking to people than I did in June. What's also great about the plan that I have is that I've put myself in a situation where I have to do it. If I just tell myself that I'm going to go for a run every day in a local park, which is a good goal, by the way, it's just that no one's holding me accountable there. Nobody cares if I don't turn up on Thursday's afternoon session for running. But with something like swimming, my mum's holding me accountable because she's the person paying for the swimming lessons. There's a whole damn class and a swimming teacher waiting for me to get there so they can do that thing. Basically, I've made it very difficult for me not to accomplish the goal. So it kind of forces me to have to accomplish the goal, which is also very good for developing discipline. So what you want to do is set up specific times where you're going to do the thing that leads you to the goal at specific places and, if required, with specific people. How many times a week are you doing the activity? At what times? How long does it last for? And where you can, do get other people involved to hold you accountable too. Like, for example, with the scenario of going for a run every day, I could have a running partner, a friend who also wants to run that can hold me accountable. Or maybe even just a friend that goes to the park every day and would therefore see me running all the time. However, there is one really important aspect to this summer that I haven't spoken about yet that is just as crucial as all the other parts. And that part is rest. And by rest, I do not mean scrolling on TikTok. Right? Because how many times have you scrolled online endlessly only to find at the end of it you just feel really down and drained and kind of just like, okay, well, what the hell did I just do with my life? I mean activities that are healthy and that energize you when you finish them, like hanging out with people that uplift you, watching inspirational stuff on YouTube. Wink wink. Going for a walk while you listen to music, dancing to music, making music, taking a damn shower, sleep. Sleep is energizing. I want you right now to sit down and write a whole list of things that energize you, that make you feel like yourself, that make you feel better about you. And whenever you're tired or need a break or just need to schedule in some rest, you go, you take one from the list and you do it for you. However, even with all of this, you may still not be able to reach the goal. 99% of the time, this is because of motivation or mindset. And if you want to know how to solve it, then click here to find out.